this Christmas Day in Los Angeles. We welcome you to the second half of our NBA doubleheader, a matchup of the two teams that met in last year's finals, the Philadelphia 76ers and the defending champion Los Angeles Lakers. Hi, everybody. Marv Albert, Bill Walton, Steve Snapper Jones, and Jim Gray. As we are just underway, Derek Coleman coming up short. The big story here, Shaquille O'Neal sitting out with an injured toe. In fact, prior to the game, the announcement that he has been placed on the 5-game injured list. So Slava Medvedenko is in the lineup for the very first time starting an NBA game. Up front with Samaki Walker, Allen Iverson. The 76ers have been on a roller coaster. They started the season without Allen Iverson, Aaron McKie, and Eric Snow. They lost their first 5. They win 7 straight. They lose 9 out of 10. They have won 3 of the last 4. Well, guys, the Lakers have struggled recently after starting at 16-1 over the last 6 games. They've gone 3 up and 3 down.
And Shaquille O'Neal has been playing with that very sore toe the last couple of weeks. Samaki Walker able to hit the perimeter jumper. So Phil Jackson, the whole game plan in Shaq's absence, which changes everything really, is to up the tempo, just get it going up and down, expand the rotation, play everybody, and execute the triangle. Stay true to the system.
Well, the good thing for Dikembe Mutombo and the Philadelphia 76ers today, they don't have to deal with Shaq, so he's not going to get physically beat up. He should be able to do something up front with Derek Coleman, but this is an important game for the Sixers just to get a good win against a big-time opponent.
Here's Derek Fisher off the save. Lakers have had their difficulty shooting from 3-point range. Snow played by Bryant. Iverson. Oh, crowd looking for a traveling violation. Little chicanery by Allen Iverson. And for the 76ers, this is game 1 of a 7-game Western swing. 7 games in 12 days. Iverson, let's see, apparently took a shove from Medvedenko. And there's been some dissatisfaction on the part of Larry Brown with the shot selection of Allen Iverson.
His Christmas wishes for better shot selection, but good health as well. I mean, I think that he understands that Allen Iverson is the reason that they're going to win basketball games. He wants everybody to get involved because of him. So he wants Allen to kind of downplay the start of a ball game and get other people involved.
If you're Philadelphia, just take it to the hoop every time and see what kind of defensive presence they have at the rim, the Los Angeles Lakers.
Game is tied at 2. Just 2 minutes gone by. And last touch by the 76ers. The Lakers' last game this past Friday night, they lost at Memphis 114-108. 114 points, the most given up by the Lakers this season, and the Grizzlies shot 50% from the field.
To beat the Lakers, you have to have great point guard play and terrific post scoring.
Slava Medvedenko played only 7 games last year. He's out of the Ukraine. Spent most of last year on the injured list. Played professionally in the Ukraine and Lithuania.
Slava is 22 years old. When he got here just a couple years ago, he spoke no English whatsoever. Made a little bit of progress there.
Actually, the guy who inspired him in his play overseas. Nice pass, and Harpring is fouled. The basket counts. Fox on the foul. Sasha Volkov, who played with the Atlanta Hawks, was a star overseas, has been very instrumental in the growth of Medvedenko.
Wasn't Sasha the first of the international players coming over there when Ted Turner started that whole transition of bringing in these talented Europeans?
It was the czar, Mike Fratello, who brought Sasha to the States only because he realized that Sasha would be the only person who would understand what he is talking about. Here's Medvedenko. Fox wide open.
Rick Fox telling us in our pregame meeting that he was looking forward to getting quite a few more shots with Shaq out of the lineup.
Well, I don't know. With Fox, you know, it's mates that really count for Phil Jackson, and he's had some horrible shooting games himself early.
Iverson way off. And Medvedenko on the rebound.
Nice hands by Kobe to keep it alive.
Oh, Samaki Walker able to finish. So the Lakers with an 8-4 lead. Kobe a question mark because of the rib injury that was suffered in the game against Memphis. But Kobe said, I'm playing all 82.
You know, Phil Jackson told us earlier he's not really concerned about the fact that Shaq is not there because Philadelphia does not score a lot of points. They are not averaging enough points for him, it seems to be that concerned.
Phil Jackson telling us how impressed he has been with Medvedenko's ability to create on the offensive end. And with big men running the floor, Kobe Bryant has had numerous passing opportunities into the paint area. Kobe has not scored, but does have 3 assists this evening.
Derek Coleman at the line for Derek, his second go-round with the Philadelphia 76ers. Played for Philly from 95 through 98. Did not have a wonderful run at that time with the 76ers. Mutombo stripped. Harpring called for steps. Bernie Fryer making the call. Bernie working the game today with Leon Wood and Violet Palmer.
No need for Harpring to pump fake in there, even though he's 6'5", 6'6". There's no shot blockers out there for Los Angeles. Shaq's on the bench, and don't know if Harpring quite realizes that, how easy it's going to be to score underneath the hoop.
Kobe taking a long stride.
In rhythm, though.
Yes. Here's Fisher from way downtown. Derek Fisher missed the first 12 games of the season, once again undergoing foot surgery. Fisher tried to draw the foul on Iverson. Allen Iverson able to ride off the body of Derek Fisher and hit that jumper.
Well, you might want to call it taunting technical on Fisher for just flopping.
Taunting? Who did he taunt?
The rules of the game of basketball.
He just gave up 2 points.
Lakers have an 8-7 lead.
They've got to get Kobe in scoring position, not so much in a passing position.
Here's Bryant over Snow. Coleman on the rebound.
High percentage shot is going to be the key to victory for the winner here today. Both teams launching a lot of jump shots, and if you can get inside, you got a chance to win the ball game.
Dikembe, who came alive last year in the finals offensively, hitting jumpers, sweeping hook shots, has yet to come close tonight.
Samaki Walker. So the Lakers now lead by the score of 10-7. We were talking earlier with Larry Brown, who said, you know, if Allen Iverson gets off early, we usually get killed. He must get his teammates involved early on, or else the whole complexion of the ball game changes. And actually, he has been selective to this point.
But Derek Fisher plays him very well. A very disciplined game by Fisher on the defensive end.
Lakers take a timeout. 6:19 remaining in the first. It's the Lakers 10 and the Sixers 7. The NBA on NBC is brought to you by Chevy Trucks, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. By Burger King, home of the Whopper. And by Sprite, obey your thirst. Last time down court, you watched Kobe moving to the front court. He comes into tonight's game bothered by that strained rib, a pulled muscle in his rib cage, and may have tweaked something right there. He called the timeout. Kobe came out a couple of hours earlier to work out just to see if the ribs were okay. You see him talking with Laker trainer Gary Vitti. Let's check in with Jim Gray. Jim?
All right, well, thank you very much, Marv. They did call timeout because Kobe was having some trouble running with his wind and getting his breath. They took the timeout. Kobe said he wanted to continue. I asked him before the game if he was playing this game because he wanted to play in all 82 or if he was playing this game because he was physically fit. He kind of laughed. He said, I'm going to play all 82, but he clearly is hurting. He's holding his right side from that Memphis game, and it's going to be an ongoing problem for him throughout this game. Marv?
All right, thanks, Jim. Kobe felt he was on his way to a 50-point game against Memphis when he hurt the rib.
He was very hot in that game. He had 33 early in the third.
Mutombo.
Yeah, and they had a huge lead in the ball game, and then suddenly he went out and they lost control of the ball game. And you know, the concern is for Kobe right now, breathing more than anything else. He seems to be able to handle all the other contact.
See him wincing there. Talking to him before the game, he said it was very similar to the injury he suffered in the playoffs last year when he got the elbow from Scottie Pippen of the Blazers.
5.5 remaining in this first quarter. Lakers have a 10-9 lead. They have Fox with Walker and Medvedenko up front. Fisher and Bryant in the backcourt. Shot clock down to 5. Here is Fox. Rick Fox has struggled with the shot this season. Medvedenko getting there at 24.
That's what the Sixers are going to have to do. They're going to have to be ready to rebound the ball.
Harpring with the good play, and here is Iverson.
Beautiful over-the-top pass by Harpring. Lakers missing badly, but they're not getting the normal rhythmic shots because all of that comes from the double team against Shaq.
Fox for 3.
Well, he's right about one thing. He's going to get some up while he's out there.
And here's Snow. Eluded Bryant, then tried to dish it. And it was deflected out by the Lakers.
The defensive rotation for Philadelphia has been outstanding. And then the ability to pick out Iverson, who just turns it effortlessly into the 2 points.
You know, a quarterback to a quarterback. Now, if Harpring can't complete that pass, he can't play.
Harpring can play. 4th leading scorer on the team, almost 13 points a game.
Although there was a period a couple of weeks ago, he was wondering about his role as Iverson comes up short. In fact, Larry Brown said, hey, I'm just satisfied. I want you to do the little things, play defense, rebound.
You know what his role is? To make every shot and to keep his man from scoring and win the ball game.
Well put, Bill. Here's Bryant.
This is Kobe's first full exertion exercise since the injury against Memphis. Obviously, the rust has set in a bit.
He's only taken one shot.
That's not enough.
Open shot for Harpring. Mutombo able to wrestle it free. And Snow says, let's regroup.
Well, the best thing about having Eric Snow out there is that he won't take shots.
Over the top.
Fisher going right at Snow and draws the foul.
You got Kobe Bryant on the wing and you're not going to throw a lob, just put it up there when Eric Snow is the only defender back.
Now, a long cross-court pass and an easy one for Derek Fisher to pick off, and he decides he's got a chance to go all the way. Kobe wasn't there. I don't know what you were seeing. He was late.
He's number 8.
So Derek Fisher to the line, had a breakout game last week in Houston. He was having his difficulties from 3-point range, way off on that free throw, but hit a career-high 7 3-pointers. He's back after missing the first 12 games after undergoing another foot surgery. And Robert Horry comes on for Slava Medvedenko.
Marv, this season will really tell us if Derek Fisher is the 3-point shooter that he showed up in the postseason. Everybody really was surprised by the fact that he was making so many because that hadn't been his calling card. He spent a lot of time shooting when he had that injury, and now he's going to play a lot of the season. Defenses are going to play him differently.
Yes, Derek Fisher set an NBA playoff record, most 3-pointers in a 4-game series. He had 15 against San Antonio in the playoffs. Coleman way off. Horry changed the direction of that shot.
Terrific defense once again, something we've come to expect and count on from Robert Horry.
Oh, it's intercepted by Iverson. Iverson challenging Fox. Yes, and it counts.
Now, if I'm the coach, I can't worry about whether Allen Iverson gets off too soon or too late because this is a team that is desperate to score points. They're only averaging 86 a game. You got to get all of the bunnies that you can get and all the numbers on the board. Iverson, a chance for a 3-point play.
And that was Phil Jackson's comment when we asked him, how are they going to play without Shaq? He said, They don't score enough points. The Lakers, one of just a handful of teams in the NBA averaging over 100 points a game. Lakers, if they can find some sort of offensive fluidity, which they haven't shown to this point, they've got a real good chance to get this game.
Iverson with his 9th point. He leads the NBA, averaging 28.6. Coming into today's play, Devin George has checked in for the first time. Roger Bell on the floor for the Sixers for the first time. And the Lakers continue to struggle with the perimeter shot.
The Laker guards haven't made a basket.
Whoa, McKee is rejected. Here's Devin George.
Ouch.
And the Lakers are now 5 for 16 from the field.
But what they're going to find out without Shaq, they're not going to get that high percentage stuff and that physical presence inside. I mean, this is a jump shooting team right now.
Timeout taken. Lakers have missed their last 7 shots. Sixers up by 3. Yes, a festive scene here at Staples in Los Angeles as we welcome you back. Lakers not shooting well here at the start, guys. They have not shot well the last 7-8 games. I know some of their players say it's because of the light schedule. There's been too many off days in between. Do you buy that?
Not at all. The biggest problem.
Why did I think that would be the answer?
Because they're always just making excuses for not getting the right type of shots. The Lakers are at their best when they're shooting off of the pass. Right now, without Shaq out there to create and cause the double team, and with Kobe trying to be the playmaker instead of the recipient, it's just very, very difficult for them to get good looks. And Philadelphia, consequently, is just up over the top of their backs all the time.
All that means that Philadelphia's got to rebound the basketball. And we have seen here early that they're not ready to rebound the basketball. The triangle offense promotes jump shooting if that's the shot you're going to take. And they're not getting enough people cutting, driving, slashing through the hoop.
That will count. It's a goaltend on Dikembe Mutombo, who comes into today's game as the second leading shot blocker in the NBA.
Samaki Walker off very strong on the offensive end. He's got 8 points already. His season high is 14. He's making the most of this Christmas opportunity.
76ers up by 1 as they double up on Iverson. And a reach-in foul is called. Lakers are over the limit, so Iverson to the line. Devin George picks it up.
The one thing that Phil Jackson said he wanted to do was limit the opportunities for Iverson at the free throw line. If he gets a lot of free throws, he's grabbing his elbow, but if he gets a lot of free throws, he's going to have a big scoring game. And we'll see if that elbow is working. Oh, it's fine. I mean, when they go in, it's fine.
Well, folks, you can log on to NBCSports.com for in-depth coverage of the NBA. Steve Jones will focus on the teams that have been the biggest surprises and disappointments. Plus, you can check out Bill Walton's latest mailbag, which includes a look at whether the Sixers can recover from the early season struggles, all at NBCSports.com. Kobe Bryant continues to struggle 0 for 4 from the field. Aaron McKee. A little dribbling exhibition against Devin George.
Fisher needs to penetrate and create for Kobe Bryant, for Horry, for Fox, for Devin George.
Shot clock down to 5. Roger Bell. Horry Blood, who just checked in, not able to hit on the putback. And here comes Kobe, who is not able to accelerate. You can see pulled back.
He's grimacing at virtually every step. Phil Jackson has to face the very difficult question of how long he leaves Kobe in there. Normally, Kobe Bryant would just accelerate, burst to the hoop, and explode over helpless defenders.
This rib injury is going to be with him for a while, so he's going to have to figure out how to play. You know, ribs are tough to heal and take a lot of pounding.
Nice pass.
Samaki Walker gets the roll. He's been the big scorer for the Lakers. 10 points. Samaki has hit all 5 of his shots. Game is tied at 15. Iverson and Bell now in the backcourt. Here's a three-point attempt by Iverson. Good play by Blunt. And they get the new 24.
Very difficult to control the game if you're giving up wide open threes on one side and the weak side defensive rebound as well.
McKee, yes. And there's no question that Allen Iverson is trying to distribute the ball here in the first quarter. That is the obvious philosophy. Allen has taken 8 shots, 4 for 8 from the field. He has 10 points.
Every Lakers shot is off a dribble. Every Sixer shot is off a pass.
McKee, oh, he felt it. That's 2 in a row for Aaron McKee, and the Sixers lead 19-15 with a half-minute remaining in this first quarter.
Marv, I suppose when a guy beats his man one-on-one, that doesn't count as the dribble. A silent.
You're talking to Marv.
I accept it. Oh, the strip by Iverson. Iverson is fouled. And the outside official, Violet Palmer, indicates in the act, although the Lakers are over the foul limit.
Terrific anticipation by Iverson, and then turning the steal in to free throw opportunities. Pretty play at the hoop.
Philly fans want to know when's a foul all the way down. He's riding his hip, but he finally gets to the line.
Or if you mentioned that Iverson is leading the league in scoring, he's also leading the league in steals, in minutes, and in shot attempts per game.
And here it is before your eyes. Averaging nearly 3 steals per game.
And he led the league in all 4 of those categories last season as well, on his way to his first MVP. But with Allen in the locker room prior to the game, that elbow is not right. And he cannot straighten it out, taking treatment on it constantly.
76ers lead 21-15. Here's pressure by Philadelphia. Michael Ruffin has checked in for the inbounds pressure. Final seconds of the quarter. Fisher. Oh, what a shot by Jared Fisher. Under pressure with 0.5 of a second remaining in the first quarter. He hit from downtown. So the high men for the Lakers, Samaki Walker with 10 on 5 for 5 from the field. And for the 76ers, Allen Iverson, 4 of 8 shooting. He has 12 points. After 1 here in Los Angeles, the Sixers 21, the Lakers 18. We'll be back in a moment.
Welcome back to the Staples Center, everybody. I'm Jim Gray. Merry Christmas. We're now joined by Rick Fox's wife, Vanessa Williams, and his daughter, Sasha. And this came from Rick's parents. They're in the Bahamas. What exactly is this headdress, Vanessa?
It's a Junkanoo headdress. Junkanoo is a festival they have on Christmas Day down the Bahamas, and this was made for Rick.
And does he wear this around the house?
No. I think it's too heavy.
Now, Vanessa, we always ask you, it's a Christmas tradition. What's your favorite Christmas carol that you're going to sing for us today?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, last time I sang, I think I jinxed the team because they lost, so I hope that I don't do it again. But, of course, to everybody in the United States and across the world that's watching this game, we wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
That's fantastic. Vanessa, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas to you and Rick. And you, Sasha. Marv, back to you.
Thanks, Jim. Once again, Jim finding the high-priced talent. You notice that Sasha started crying immediately when she saw Jim? I don't understand that. Second quarter underway, and the Sixers lead the Lakers 21-18. Lindsey Hunter has come on for the first time, as has Mark Matson, and Kobe Bryant with his first field goal.
He does have 4 assists. If Kobe and the rest of the Lakers were getting to that offense where they could utilize the weak side pinch post out of the triangle, be much more effective.
Oh, nice pass. Ruffin not able to hit, but he was fouled. Michael Ruffin, the one-time Chicago Bull, originally a second-round pick of the Bulls. Picked up by the 76ers, and he was fouled by Matson.
Well, both of these teams came out started the quarter by trying to pressure up court, and that left Kobe Bryant wide open. First scoring chance for him, and the quarter will be telling in which team makes the most turnovers and which team ends up getting the cheapest bucket. So Iverson penetrates, gets right by the pressure. Ruffin at the line.
Ruffin only 2 for 7 now at the foul line. This is his 14th game as a member of the 76ers. Now the Lakers going with a lineup of Hunter and Bryant in the backcourt. George with Matson and Horry. Shaquille O'Neal, for those of you who may have tuned in late, is not in action because of that injured toe, and he is on the 5-game injury list, so he'll be sitting it out.
Shaq telling us he wanted to get his feet turned from aluminum back into chrome.
Roger Bell with a wild shot. Roger Bell with the rebound.
Big problem for the Sixers. Who's going to score with Allen Iverson out there? I mean, he's got virtually no help.
Oh, yes, and it counts. Iverson getting the step on Hunter and was fouled.
If you're Philadelphia, put your head down and get to the hoop. There's nobody back there. It's not as if Mark Madsen and Robert Horry and Devin George are going to be leading the NBA in block shots per game.
Hey, Roger Bell went to the hoop. David Ruffin went to. They can't score. That's the big issue. They're trying, but if you can't finish, then you better rely on the little man.
Once again, three-point play for Iverson, who has 15. Remember, Allen Iverson last year in the finals averaged better than 35 a game, including 48 in game 1 in that overtime win by the Sixers here in L.A. Nice play as Matson is able to wheel it on Coleman.
Philadelphia will double-team Kobe every chance they get, force him into being a passer.
Well, that was assist number 5 for Bryant. Iverson again. Allen Iverson on fire. He has 17 points. The 76ers with a 26-22 lead.
They got Lindsey Hunter due in large part to his outstanding. Oh, that's a double dribble violation. But they got him as a defensive stopper against some of these little guys. The need to replace Tyronn Lue, who went over with Doug Collins to the Washington Wizards.
You're not going to say Tyronn Lue stopped Allen Iverson in the final. You hear him say 35 points a game?
Well, he had his moments. He slowed him down. He did a nice defensive job at times. Horry with the rebound and hit. Oh, he's tied up. Corey Blunt will get the jump ball call. Call the crowd does not agree with.
Well, right at the end, Blunt is going to reach over the top. He thinks he's going to get a foul call and pulls his hands away, but it's Christmas.
Normally, Robert will take that ball on the catch and just turn it into a dribble drive out to ignite the fast break with a couple of power dribbles and kick it off to a Kobe or a Hunter.
Matson decided to let it go. And apparently last touch by the Lakers. It'll be Philadelphia ball. Matson thought it was deflected out by Philadelphia.
What about the laws of physics? If you're tipping the ball one way,
yes,
and it goes the other, somebody else tipped it.
Steve is looking at you.
Oh, I can't believe he knows anything about physics.
Iverson.
You haven't read Einstein's biography? Please.
We are early second quarter. Marv Albert, Bill Walton, Steve Jones, Jim Gray from Staples in Los Angeles. Good hands on the deflection. The Lakers get it back. Second of our doubleheader earlier today at Madison Square Garden. The New York Knicks defeated the Toronto Raptors 102-94. Allen Houston led the way with 34 points. Vince Carter only 6 for 20 from the field. Aaron McKee stepped out of bounds.
Unforced turnovers will drive coaches insane every time, and they made a good turnover and then came and stepped out of bounds, and they're working too hard defensively to give it back that easily.
Everything for the Lakers is 3 steps out further than what they're used to playing with Shaq. And now they're lost up against the shot clock.
Devin George.
The Lakers are going to have to get back, and if you're the 76ers, you got to look to run every single time you get that long rebound.
Here's Coleman getting inside. Nice feed from Eric Snow. Eric Snow in his 6th game back. He's made it back from that fractured left thumb injury.
And that does not look good the way it's so heavily taped. Eric Snow. Iverson, a similar left thumb injury.
Here's Robert Horry, who has not been shooting well. That was a 3-point attempt, and the loose ball foul On the Lakers, it's on Devin George. Timeout has been taken with 8.5 remaining. In this first half, Sixers up by 6. The NBA on NBC is brought to you by the Honda Accord. It's advanced, it's roomy, it's the Accord. By Miller Lite, grab a Miller Lite, it's Miller time. And by Nike. Fast start for Allen Iverson, 6 of 12 from the field. Spending a lot of time at the line. He's 5 for 6. He has 17 points.
And Allen Iverson, whenever he's out on the floor, draws a lot of attention and a lot of contact, and that's been the story here early in the ball game. Iverson, used to being smacked down, is tough enough to get back up and keep coming, and that's what the Lakers have found out this afternoon.
Philadelphia, a great road team a year ago on their way to the finals. Start of a very long road trip for them. Larry Brown would love to get this first one to set the tempo. They play tomorrow night here against the sizzling Los Angeles Clippers.
Yes, Clippers 15-11, 3 straight wins, 7 of the last 10. They come off a victory over Sacramento. So they're back-to-back here at the Staples. This game, one of a 7-game Western swing. Derek Coleman draws the foul. Sixers do not return home until Monday, January the 7th. Foul is called on Robert Horry.
When they will play the Los Angeles Clippers again.
And the road has not been kind to Philadelphia this year. Last year they were 27-14 on the road. Best road record in the NBA. Thus far this season they've won 5 of 14.
A lot of that had to do with their great start a year ago. They shot out 10-0. And that really gave them the belief and the commitment that they could be one of the best teams, and they went on to prove it. This year, with the injuries and people slow to come back and new players on the team, it's been an adjustment. Iverson with his first rest of the half.
Matt Harpring checks back in, so Iverson sits down with 17 points. And the 76ers now lead by 8. Pressured by Philadelphia. Matson having trouble and just did beat the 5-second count.
Well, who's going to handle the ball? They put it in Robert Horry's hands, realizing that Derek Coleman will not get up 94 feet.
Here's Bryant Shaw, who just came on. Matson not able to tip it. Horry on the steal. Horry has it knocked away, but batted out of bounds by Snow.
Saved by Eric Snow. Derek Coleman, nice defensive rebound there, but just could not see Robert Horry hanging out there in the outlet passing lane.
All right, Bill, who's going to score for the LA Lakers?
I'm not sure who's going to create. That's the biggest problem.
I mean, the team is without their 2 dominant scorers. They have to stay in the ball game right now by manufacturing some points.
Well, Phil Jackson has taken Kobe Bryant out for the first time in the game. He's 1 for 6. He's got 2 points. He does have 5 assists. And when Shaq's sitting over there on the sideline, there is no safety net for Los Angeles.
Corey Blunt called for that Sixer foul. We're looking at a Laker group that has Horry up front with Matson and George, Hunter and Shaw in the backcourt.
These are all players who are specifically designed to play with Shaquille O'Neal.
But Brian Shaw able to knock it down.
Design.
This whole roster, with the exception of Kobe, is about guys who can play off the ball, move, feed the post. I mean, Robert Horry is the perfect example. Rick Fox, Brian Shaw, with Shaq not out there, not happening for him.
Aaron McKee is hot. He's 3 for 3 from the field. He has 6 points, and the 76ers lead by 7.
A chance for the Sixers lead to grow right here. If they just stick and stay on their men and make them play over the top, the 76ers should control the play for the next 2 or 3 minutes. And they got to come back and look to attack high percentage shots for Philadelphia.
Derek Coleman is dominating a lot of areas in this game. Defensive backboard, low post.
And it's Coleman again. Derek Coleman with 7 points. So the 76ers with their biggest lead of the night. They're up by 9.
Coleman playing with 2 very sore knees of his own, hyperextended, each one of them at different times.
Shaw, guarded by Harpring, does it off the dribble. Nice move by Shaw, going left and cutting to the right hand.
And that's what I mean by keeping guys in front of you. There's no reason for Shaw to be able to get that deep into the post without Kobe or O'Neal out there.
Nice pass, no.
Aaron McKee missing his first shot, and a foul is called. Loose ball foul that put Horry on the floor. It's on Harpring. And Phil Jackson about to take a timeout. Looked like Phil had called for time, and now it is recognized. 6 minutes remaining in this first half. We recognize it immediately. Sixers up by 7.
Servicemen and women out there holding it down for us, thank you very much. We appreciate it, and have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. God bless.
Hi, this is Shaq O'Neal sending a happy holiday greeting to all the servicemen and women all over the world. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, I love you.
Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah from all of us at NBC Sports. As you see Kobe making his way back onto the floor, there's no question that he has been struggling, though, with that pulled muscle in his rib cage. Kobe 1 for 6 from the field, has 5 assists, comes out shooting.
Seems to be having difficulty breathing, though. Every time he takes that deep breath to try to get some oxygen into his muscles, he just grimaces.
Sixers now lead 36-29, 5.5 remaining in the first half. McKee and Shaw is on it.
Yeah, the Sixers can't have one of their droughts. You know, the Lakers are limited in their scoring ability. Bryant is struggling, so they got to really try to apply the pressure and force some turnovers and get some easy scores.
Nice step out defensively, Derek Coleman.
Brian Shaw thought he was fouled. Here's Snow, and you can see Kobe cannot. Has nothing going. Was trying to make the turn and come back, but was not able to make the move.
They got to get him out of this. I can't believe Phil Jackson is.
They got to keep him in there so that they at least have a chance to win the game. His presence represents a dangerous offensive player, even though he's injured. Hot hand is that guy, Samaki Walker.
Yes, Samaki is 6 for 6. He has 12 points, and the 76ers lead by 7. I'm sure Kobe is saying, hey, I want to be in there, I want to play, but I agree with you, Bill. In the big picture, why play him?
You're 25% of the way through the season. And their season, it's going all the way to June once again. And you can't take chances with a valuable asset like that.
But this is a slow and
nice pass from Shaw to behind the back on the hop to draw the foul.
Dikembe Mutombo and Iverson both returned to the Philadelphia lineup. Samaki Walker.
This is a slow and difficult injury to recover from, and it's going to take some time anyway. You look at Kobe Bryant, so he's going to have to learn how to play with this, and the sooner you learn, the better he's going to be.
Some injuries you can't play through. And that's the fallacy of a young man being 23 like Kobe Bryant saying, I'm going to play all 82. If it was just about effort, it was just about will and commitment, Grant Hill would still be playing. Larry Bird and Magic Johnson would still be playing. Scottie Pippen would still be playing.
What was that?
Whoa.
Broken bones and everything, and this guy's just got a pulled muscle.
Sixers up by 4 as we approach 4 minutes remaining in the first half as Matt Harpring takes it strong to the basket. That's his second field goal. He has 4 points. The Lakers come in with the best record in the NBA. They're 19-4. However, over the last 6, they have gone 3 up, 3 down. Medvedenko not able to hit. They come off a loss in Memphis on Friday night, while the 76ers have won 3 of the last 4 after losing 7 in a row. It's been a season of streaks for Philadelphia. An injury hit 76er team. Derek Coleman now will head to the line. Medvedenko with his 3rd foul. Look at the up and down ways. They lost their first 5. 76ers then won 7 in a row. That's when Iverson came back. They lose 9 of 10. That included a 7-game losing streak. And Most recently winning 3 of 4, coming off a win at home on Friday against the Atlanta Hawks.
The Sixers were amazing last year to make it to the finals with all of the injuries that they had, and that includes Allen Iverson in the Eastern Conference Finals and into the finals. And now the Lakers have a little taste of what it's like to have key players, big players, go down and trying to figure out how to win a game.
Well, what we're seeing from Philadelphia is Medvedenko goes to the bench. Is Larry Brown able to utilize weapons that he didn't have last year, particularly at the forward position? He goes out and makes the trades, gets Derek Coleman, gets Matt Harpring, and it's coming together. The vision is happening right now for Philadelphia.
Well, as Steve mentioned earlier, last season, Philadelphia started at 10-0. Remember, they were 41-14. And this time it's been a combination of injuries and poor play. So they're 11-15. Rick Fox continues to have his problems. 1 for 6 from the field.
Does he have that head thing on?
Pass intended for Mutombo, and a holding foul called on Walker.
Philadelphia is making their own breaks here. They're flashing quicker to the ball, and Phil Jackson can only bemoan the fact that the Lakers are 2 for 12 on three-point shooting.
They're going to call a push on Walker, and Walker saying, I didn't do anything, but he had his arm up, and Mutombo drew the foul, so he'll walk to the line.
Lakers are over the foul limit. Mutombo a 75% free throw shooter. Well, New Year's Day at 12:30 Eastern, right here on NBC. Tune in for the Toyota Gator Bowl. Bobby Bowden's Seminoles and freshman quarterback Chris Ricks take on the 15th ranked Virginia Tech Hokies. That'll be New Year's Day, 12:30 Eastern on NBC.
Philadelphia's coming with this press all the time, and while Phil Jackson said he wanted to up-tempo the game, it has been Philadelphia's domination of the pace that has resulted in this 9-point Sixer lead.
They also have the luxury of Mutombo in the game now, so that's going to close down that high percentage area and keep the Lakers sticking outside.
Brian Shaw from downtown. Strong half for Shaw. He has 8 points, and the Sixers now lead 41-35.
3 for 13, and Brian Shaw, the guy's got 2 of them.
Mutombo on the follow. Mutombo again. Oh, this time he went the shorter route.
Did he get off the ground on that dunk?
6 points for Dikembe, and the Sixers now lead by 8. Kobe Bryant coming up short. Allen Iverson looking to run, but the Lakers get back.
And the middle is going to be open for Iverson, and it's a question of whether he goes early or not.
Snow, yes, Eric Snow extends to a 10-point Sixer lead.
Lakers fell into a zone defense that time in transition D, and that has caused Philadelphia problems. That time Iverson solved it beautifully.
Here's Shaw backing his way on Iverson to draw the foul. Shaw will head to the line. We have 2 minutes remaining in this first half, and the 76ers up by 10. Dikembe Mutombo able to stuff it home.
Ahmad Rashad in New York, coming up on the NBA on NBC Halftime Report, backed by popular demand. Our newest feature, the 24-second clock. Jason, Pat, and Mike speaking out on topics around the league and trying to do it in 24 seconds. But right now, we have even less time to talk about this first half, Pat.
Philadelphia 9, LA 2. Second chance points. That's where it is.
I thought I heard a psychic ask, would you rather try and win without Kobe or without Shaq? I think it's being answered right now.
It certainly is. That was Jason.
Well, Rick Fox is 1-6 since Vanessa sang.
Now back to Marv, Bill, and Snapper.
All right, thanks, Ahmad. So the Philadelphia 76ers with their biggest lead of the night. Kobe Bryant hanging in. Allen Iverson, though, has been the story at the offensive end. 17 points for Iverson.
I think if Kobe's going to play, he's going to have to figure out how to maybe get down on the low post and generate some points inside rather than try to beat his man one-on-one. He still has the ability to rise up over his defender, and he will not have as many people to beat.
Visualize the triangle in the glory days of the Chicago Bulls, pre-Tim Floyd here. You got Michael Jordan and you've got Scottie Pippen flashing into that low post area, dumping it inside, cutters on the weak side, backdoor on the strong side, and it all happens. Right now, LA just content to play on the perimeter.
The man resigned. Let him rest in peace. Tim Floyd's gone.
Meanwhile, Brian Shaw has already come up with his season highest 10 points in this first half. The 76ers up by 8. Iverson isolated with Fisher. Little step back move. That's waved off. Offensive foul, says Leon Wood.
Fisher continues to play outstanding defense. It stays right on him. Fisher does a good job of using the baseline time and time again. Iverson prefers to play on that left side of the floor.
It was a late whistle, but it was the correct call.
Second on Iverson. A minute and a half remaining in this first half. Mutombo stepping out. Kobe's pass intended for Walker.
Very small lineup here for Philadelphia.
Snow thought he had McKee cutting to the corner, was deflected out by the Lakers, so the Sixers have 9 on the 24.
They got lucky that time. Snow looked like he had no place to go and didn't know what he wanted to do.
Larry Brown got a lot of mileage out of playing Derek Coleman as his only big man.
Box out by Rick Fox as we approach a minute remaining of the half. Samaki Walker turns it back. Fisher for 3. Rebounded by Mutombo. Here's McKee putting the move on Fox. Aaron McKee with 8 points. 76ers by 10.
Nice little slider. As long as they have Mutombo back, you're going to see Walker and everybody else turn away from a chance to get to the hoop. Mutombo foul.
And he knows he made an absolute mental error there, Dikembe. Such a powerful defensive figure. No need in that case to deny Samaki Walker reception of the ball at 18 feet.
And it puts the Sixers over the foul limit, so Walker at the line is 1 for 2 from the foul line. Well, you can see the many faces of Hank Azaria in his new Tuesday night comedy, Imagine That, premiering Tuesday, January the 8th, right here on NBC. Samaki Walker with 15 points. And for Samaki, that is a season high with Shaq out of the lineup and Kobe ailing. A lot of guys are going to do scoring. And a foul is called.
A lot of Laker deficiencies being exposed here this evening. Shaq on the bench. Opponents able to just drive right by perimeter defenders. Get in the lane. And all Shaq can do is watch.
So Dikembe is 3 for 3 at the line. This is the second of our doubleheader on NBC on this Christmas night. Earlier in New York, the Knicks defeated the Raptors 102-94. We have 35 seconds remaining in the first half. The 76ers up by 10.
This was the same Philadelphia domination that we saw against Washington back on the first game of the season.
Different team.
Who's a different team? Philadelphia?
Philadelphia, a much different team. I mean, they were playing with players that are not getting much playing time right now. They have a terrific start. I mean, as long as you got Iverson, you know you got a consistent offensive threat.
Final seconds of the half. Fox checking the clock and fires from center court. So the 76ers with a 49-39 lead on this injury hit Laker team. Los Angeles shooting only 32% on 15 for 46. The 76ers shoot 42% of the first half, 18 for 43, led by Iverson with 17. Samaki Walker, the high man for the Lakers, with 15 points. Coming up, Ahmad Rashad, Pat Croce, the Czar, Mike Fratello, and Jason Williams on the Halftime Report. You are watching the NBA on NBC.
It is halftime in Los Angeles, where the 76ers lead the Lakers, who are playing without Shaquille O'Neal, by 10 points. Welcome back to our New York studio. It is time for another edition of our 24-second clock. And in case you weren't with us in the pregame show, here's how it works. Jason, Pat, and Mike each get 24 seconds to make a point on a topic. And we start with Pat with some thoughts on his fellow owner, the Mavericks, Mark Cuban.
Mark Cuban, I got it. Without guys like J-Dog in the league or Charles Barkley, Mark has filled the void. I love him. He's got these great one-liners and not so good barbs with referees. Last year he was fined $550,000. This year, not a dime. My man Mark, not a dime. That doesn't mean he's a choir boy. He went into some verbal sparring with Phil Jackson. He challenged the refs on Shaq for lane violation. He's a great promoter. He's great for Dallas. He's great for the league. I love him. Mark Cuban, yes.
All right. Got it in. My God. Next up is Mike, who will give us his Coach of the Year so far. Mike.
I have 6 candidates at the quarter pole. Doug Collins, Washington Wizards, 9 straight wins, 14-12 overall, right in the mix for the playoffs right now. Rick Adelman in Sacramento, without Weber most of the way, 20 wins already. How about Carlisle in Detroit? Turns that team around, 14-11. How about Byron Scott in New Jersey, 16-9, second place behind. How about Boston Celtics and Jim O'Brien in first place in the Atlantic Division? And I have to mention Minnesota flip side.
Okay, wait a minute. Let me ask you something. Who does Doug Collins coach for?
Washington Wizards.
Oh, okay.
I sound like we were at an auction. I sound like I raised my hand. So we buy something.
Coach of the Year, and you give us 6 coaches?
It's only the quarter pole.
You need 24 more
Now
seconds.
we go to Jason with his thumbs up, thumbs down. Jason?
Well, the thumbs up go to Latrell Sprewell for burying the hatchet with P.J. Carlissimo, saying that he will do an interview with NBC. And my thumbs down goes to the Portland Trail Blazers. What in the Sam Hill were they thinking about when they were saying, we don't care what the fans think about? Hey, we got to get away from corporate America and get back to the fans, because this is the NBA, the greatest show on earth. What do you think about it? And I'm giving you 4 more seconds.
No, and I love it, Jason, because without the fans, you're not going to have teams. Without teams, there's no league. No, you got it. That's a great point.
Thank you.
Fans first.
That was very good. You know what we got to do now, contestants? We go to the lightning round. 24 seconds to talk about any topic that you want to. Pat is first.
I'm taking you down to Memphis, the young Grizzlies. They're 5-8 at home. Yes, they're 7-20 overall, but 5-8 at home. The place are packed. They played the Lakers last week. They had a really good week last week. They beat the Lakers at home. It only seats 19,000. 19,405 spectators came to see the young Grizzlies. There's Sean Battier, Paul Gasol. They're only ones playing with 2 rookies, averaging about 15 points each. And what else can I say? But they beat the Knicks in the Garden. They lost a close one to Boston. I think they're up and coming. Might be years, but they're coming.
All right, my man.
And you did mention they beat the Lakers.
I did, didn't I?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He did.
All right.
He
Now,
was speaking so fast.
Now we're moving now. We'll go over
24
to you, Mike, who's been studying notes for about the last 25 minutes.
Well, how about if these Lakers happen to lose, the team that will have the best record in the West, the San Antonio Spurs. 3 new starters on that team, Bruce Bowen, Steve Smith, and a 19-year-old rookie from Paris, Tony Parker, playing the point guard spot. Why are they 20-5 right now? They've come back with a healthy David Robinson and Tim Duncan to start the season. Steve Smith, a perfect fit inside-outside game. Malik Rose, another 6th-man candidate coming off the bench. And that's it.
Coach, who do they like, Coach? Tony Parker or Jamal Tinsley?
Well, speed and quickness versus strength at the point guard.
This is a lively round, and let's continue in that vein with you, Jason.
Well, in 1995, I went to try out for the Chicago Bulls. You know, and I was there for 4 days. They put me through all kind of drills, and I tell you what, I called back and said, I don't know if I can play in this, you know, in this predicament. And my coach told me, he said, you know what, you're the only man in America that doesn't want to play with Michael Jordan. Make a long story short, playing there for 4 days, they gave me a psychiatric test for 4 hours, and the next day they signed Dennis Rodman. So my father said, "Ooh, child, you sure didn't do bad out there."
There you have it. That was our little game we have that's called the 24-second clock.
Does that mean he's certifiable?
You know, I don't know what that means. They signed Dennis Rodman over him because his psychological test came out bad.
I'm also a psychic.
We'll be back with more of the halftime show in just a moment. You're watching the NBA on NBC. It is halftime in Los Angeles, where the Sixers lead the Lakers by 10. The holiday season is a time of reflection, and that's especially true this year, as many across the country have been thinking about September 11th. Among them is our Jimmy Roberts, who has an essay on the tragic events and their impact on the world of sports.
Ahmad, when it comes to sports and the way it makes us feel, some recent news makes us feel, well, not very good, to be quite honest. A handful of lame brains and otherwise well-behaved NFL crowds in Cleveland and New Orleans lost their heads and their perspective in the last couple of weeks, and that's a shame. But it cannot overshadow an undeniably larger theme. Maybe things have cooled down a little bit lately, but in the direct aftermath of September 11th, to be at a big-time sporting event generally meant to be at a pretty special place. This terrible thing that made us feel so alone, at the same time, brought us together. Not only in schools and churches, town squares and synagogues, mosques and main streets, but in stadiums and arenas and racetracks, at games. How ironic. Something the serious-minded have always thought to be so frivolous, all of a sudden came to be so important. Sports became the place we went to seek refuge, the place we went to feel good.
I don't know about you, but as for me, the question has already been answered. Should we be here? Yes.
Now more than ever, we understand that sports isn't life and death. But it is the common ground where Muslim and Jew, where black and white, where every American can celebrate together. It's a place where we go to forget and also remember, to lose ourselves in a passion that doesn't matter and yet does. What a horrible and confusing way to feel a sense of community. But ask yourself this: have you been to a game or a race or a match in the last 3 months? Have you watched one on TV? How did you feel when they played the anthem? How did you feel when they raised the flag? I know a man who was never much for baseball, but he watched the playoffs and World Series every night this fall. It wasn't the game he had to see. It was the anthem before the first pitch, and God Bless America during the 7th inning stretch. It was a nightly ritual that made him feel better, he said, when nothing else could. How odd. Not long after the 11th, people feared the worst, and so they stayed away. But not for long. They were just games, but they meant so much. More than a half a century ago, Supreme Court Justice Earl Warren said, "I always turn to the sports pages first. They record people's accomplishments. The front page, nothing but man's failures." All these years later, the headlines still reflect the worst the human race can do. And in sports, we still find something else. Call it comfort, call it companionship, call it purpose. Or maybe His Honor had it exactly right. Maybe it is triumph, even if we never turn our heads to see a final score.
It is halftime in Los Angeles. The 76ers have a 10-point lead on the Lakers. Allen Iverson, the high man, with 17. And Samaki Walker leading L.A. with 15. We'll be back with the second half in a moment. Marv Albert, Bill Walton, Steve Snapper Jones, Jim Gray. We're just about set for the start of the second half. Let's check in with Jim.
All right, thank you very much, Marv. I just spoke to Kobe Bryant. He will start here in the second half. He's in a tremendous amount of pain. He says it's difficult for him to breathe, difficult for him to run, cannot penetrate. I asked him, why are you staying in the game and why are you playing? He said, because I want to. I said, can you risk any further injury to this? He said, I don't know. We'll find out here early in the second half, but I want to try and give it a go. Marv?
I'm playing because I want to, says Kobe. 22 minutes, 2 of 8 from the field, just 4 points, 6 assists, and in obvious pain. Oh, Medvedenko with a spin to stuff. What a move.
Finally, something to cheer about. The Lakers, who settled for nothing but perimeter jumpers the entire first half. They got nothing really at either end. I think Shaq's underpaid.
Phil Jackson, a big fan of Slava Medvedenko. He feels down the road he'll be in the Lakers starting lineup, as he was today for the very first time in his short NBA career.
Well, with Rick Fox going 1 for 7 and Robert Horry not contributing much, these are two guys that play so well off of Shaq.
You got to continue to pressure Kobe, make him take tough shots and rebound the ball. That one against the shot clock.
Shot clock rolling down, and Bryant had a fire. Here is that move by Medvedenko.
Caught Dikembe totally unaware.
So the 76ers with a 49-41 lead. Philadelphia has won 3 of the last 4 after losing 7 in a row. They come in at 11-15. Allen Iverson not able to hit. The Lakers 19-4. They have the best record in the NBA. Here's Kobe. Kobe not able to lean in to pick up that loose ball.
Fans demanding that Matt Harpring decide which one of his 2 feet is his pivot feet.
What the 76ers need to do is stay inside, try to move the ball and move people and get high percentage shots. They shouldn't be trying to be a jump shooting team. Derek
Coleman getting terrific position, so he has 10 points, and the 76ers lead by 10. Fox up front with Medvedenko and Walker, Bryant, and Fisher in the backcourt, and the foul is called on Harpring. And Harpring picks up his second.
Kobe continues to be unable to explode. Normally he'd see Harpring out there and he'd just be able to go right around him and get whatever he wanted.
Well, Samaki Walker had the great first half, and he's trying to stay in the ball game, and let's see if he can match that.
Samaki with a season high of 15 in the first half. Brian Shaw with 10. That's a season high for Bryant.
Those were the 2 guys that kept him in the game, and they're going to have some sort of offensive heroes to duplicate it.
Lakers need a lift from Derek Fisher. Bryant. Derek has had his ups and downs since making his return to the lineup.
The Sixers can do whatever they want defensively. They can back off and challenge the Lakers to jack up ill-advised threes. They can get out of pressure on the perimeter if they know they don't have to go back and help on Shaq.
Mutombo.
Now, Mutombo can't complain that he's not getting chances to score. He really can't. I mean, he needs to really try to get the ball in some sort of rhythm, so if they got him the ball on the move, you have a better chance.
Oh, they're calling.
Palming violation called on Kobe Bryant.
But, Steve, why would Dikembe complain? They're ahead by 10. They've dominated the game throughout. Kobe Bryant isolated in front of the Sixer bench against Eric Snow. Laker fans wanted a push in the back by Snow, but no, the palming violation called first.
I'll tell you why you complain, because everybody likes to shoot that rock. Coleman with the tip.
And Coleman again. How about the trade speculation stories 10 days ago regarding Dikembe Mutombo and the Denver Nuggets?
Yeah, I think that they were ludicrous. Brown loves Dikembe Mutombo.
Timeout call. We'll be right back. The NBA on NBC is brought to you by Chrysler. Drive equals love. By Bud Light for the great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down. Make it a Bud Light. By McDonald's, we'd love to see you smile. And by ADT, America's #1 choice for home security. Well, for fans of the Lakers here in LA, these are unusual times with the voice and style of the legendary Chick Hearn not being hurt. Chick recovering as I'm sure you're aware, from open heart surgery, is back home, hoping to return to the microphone in 4 to 6 weeks. Nice touch outside Staples. Fans wishing Chick well. Chick's consecutive game streak of 3,338 came to an end last week. He had not missed a game in 36 years. There's Paul Sunderland, a colleague of ours here at NBC and host of the Lakers pregame show. He's been filling in, working with Stu Lance. The last time that Chick Hearn missed a broadcast, November 20th, 1965, when bad weather kept him from making a flight. A remarkable run, and we wish Chick the very best and look forward to his return as Medvedenko is able to hit. He now has 6. Let's check in with Jim Gray. Jim?
Well, thank you very much, Marv. I just spoke to John Black. John spoke to Chick Hearn, and Chick gave John the following thoughts to pass on to all of the fans that he appreciates very, very much. So we see Harpring make a basket there. He appreciates very, very much the thoughts and prayers of everybody in the entire Southland, Southern California. He's very surprised by all the attention. He did want us to say that he is feeling much better. He is watching the game today, and that he hopes to be back in just a few short weeks. We wish him all the best. Mark?
All right, Medvedenko able to hit once again. John Black, the publicity director for the Los Angeles Lakers. Sixers now lead 55-45.
Marv, Chick taught us all here in Southern California how to think, play, and love basketball. Chick, we love and miss you. Hurry back, please.
Brian Shaw back on the floor. So Shaw, Fisher, and Bryant in a 3-guard set for the Lakers, along with Medvedenko and Walker.
Medvedenko is the Lakers star of the quarter. He's got 6 in the quarter, and nobody else has scored. So if you're Philadelphia, you really try to make everything come from the outside.
Kobe playing forward now, something he does a lot when Shaq is not in the game. Traveling violation on Mutombo. But every one of Kobe's shot has hit the back of the rim.
Whoa, Dikembe hearing it from the crowd. That was meant as a gracious, I believe, tap in the direction of the official, Violet Palmer. Crowd was trying to incite her to call a technical. Here's Fisher. Well, Derek Fisher won for his previous 8. So the 76ers now lead 55-47. Getting back to the trade rumor I threw regarding Mutombo and Denver. So Fisher, very aggressive, able to come up with a steal. Shaw to Medvedenko. Oh, nicely done off the setup from Fisher. And the Lakers have hustled their way back to within 6.
Brian Shaw having a terrific third quarter here after shining in limited minutes in the first half.
Iverson has missed his last 6, make it 7 shots in a row. Was that a pass?
Oh, that was a shot. Come on.
You haven't seen enough Sixer games. Iverson has been listening to Larry Brown about getting everybody else involved. He saw the big man roll to the hoop, just put it up there for him.
So the Sixers now lead by 8. Here's Shaw for 3. Yes! Brian Shaw with his 3rd three-pointer. And he has 13.
And here's the guy who they asked to take a pay cut midway through this opening part of this season. Got to give $1 million back.
They didn't ask him to. They took it from him. You know, Phil Jackson thought they would be able to run, they'd be able to pressure and make the Philadelphia 76ers make some mistakes, and this is really the first opportunity, and Medvedenko gets his 8th point in transition.
And Brian Shaw continues the hot shooting. 13 points for Shaw. Timeout has been called. The Sixers now lead by 5.
Jim Gray back at Staples Center. We're pleased here at NBC to continue our Christmas tradition. We're joined by the great vocalist, Jeffrey Osborne, big Laker fan. What's your favorite Christmas song, Jeffrey?
Well, my favorite Christmas song is The Christmas Song, which was written by Mel Torme.
Well, let's hear it if we can.
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire, Jack Frost nipping at your nose, Yuletide carols being sung by a choir, and Folks dressed up like Eskimos. Everybody knows a turkey and some mistletoe help to make the season bright.
That was very nice, Jeffrey, except for Allen Iverson. Made a basket there, and I'm sure that didn't make you too happy, but it was beautiful sound. Thank you very much, Jeffrey.
Oh, and Merry Christmas to everyone out there.
I appreciate you stopping by. Marv, back to you.
All right, thanks, Jim. As Derek Fisher knocks down a three, thanks to Jeffrey Osborne. I can see Jim Gray hosting his own variety show down the road. I think this is just a prelude.
He's already got his own talk show. Just move right into entertainment.
Just under 5 remaining in the third quarter. The 76er lead has been trimmed to 4. They've led by as many as 10. McKee with a wild shot. The tip was missed by Blunt. And here's Bryant.
Laboring again. Brian Shaw has made an incredible difference here.
And as you say that, his pass is picked off. Iverson putting moves on Fisher. Walker with the rebound. Allen Iverson has gone the other way after the fast start.
One field goal, and, you know, Iverson should have given that one up. That was a 3-on-1. They come away with nothing.
And you see Kobe hanging in despite the fact he has just 4 points, 2 for 12 from the field.
Iverson's missed 8 out of his last 9 shots.
Here's Iverson.
Well, the one thing about Iverson, he's not going to stop shooting, so eventually he's going to light a match again.
And Kobe Bryant just not able to find the range. 2 for 13.
When you're injured like that, you can't concentrate on your shot. You're worried about every little movement causing extreme pain.
Here's Coleman.
And these are the kinds of shots, I think, that let opponents get back in the game against Philadelphia. They had control of the game, and now they're not moving the ball. They're not moving people in direction of the bucket, and they're staying outside.
Bryant.
And Kobe's not going to stop shooting either.
You can hear the buzz in the crowd, and people here, although they can see that Kobe is in pain, will not count. Offensive foul. It's on Derek Coleman. I don't think people here at Staples realize the extent of Kobe Bryant's injury. But he's trying to hang in despite that pulled muscle in his rib cage.
But at 23 years old and his 6th year in the NBA, we've seen Kobe mature before our eyes. And here's a guy who's just having trouble moving. Laker fans are so used to this guy being incredibly dynamic and just separate from the rest of the crowd.
Medvedenko not able to hold on. Slava Medvedenko has provided a big lift for the Lakers. 8 of his 10 points here in the third quarter.
He has been the offensive story, and, you know, he has been really aggressive and looking for chances to score.
A more spirited Laker defense this third quarter. But who can get a rebound underneath the basket? It's not out by the free throw line.
Allen Iverson trying to shoot his way back into it. Here's Shaw for 3. Iverson with the save.
Larry Brown's got Mutombo and Coleman on the bench together.
But you can see why the Sixers are having so much trouble, because they don't really have any sure way to score the ball if Iverson breaks down.
Roger Bell is hit on the reach-in foul. Call being made by Bernie Fryer, one-time teammate of yours as a member of the Portland Trail Blazers, one of the few former players to turn to officiating. Actually, another member of the crew, Leon Wood, another former NBA player. There's Bernie celebrating a birthday today, we're told.
Happy birthday to Bernie. He was a terrific player and an offensive machine, much like Steve Jones, though, who needed a lot of work on feeding the post.
I see. Here's Roger Bell. That's his first field goal.
You notice all of Bill's comments are always about feeding the post.
Like a late shot 20 years later. Medvedenko. Another superb move by Slava Medvedenko, who moves pretty well for a guy 6'10", 255 pounds.
I don't think he's any taller than 6'8", actually.
Iverson. I notice you check guys out. Don't you walk up to them, measure yourself?
Measure them. You have to see what they got.
Sixer lead is 4. Walker draws the foul.
In the first half, we talked about how this game for Philadelphia reminded us so much of the game in Washington. As Medvedenko gets what he wants on his way to the hoop, and then they come right back to Samaki Walker. Unlike the first half of this game, the Lakers are going inside. Medvedenko started off in the third quarter. Now it's Samaki Walker.
And Medvedenko with 12 points. Samaki Walker with 15. Some of the offense that the Lakers were looking for, with Shaquille O'Neal sitting out with that injured toe. Shaq on the 5-game injured list with that sore right big toe. He's had the problems all season. Actually had surgery this past summer on his left little toe.
The problem is this: the 76ers have only scored 10 points in the quarter. And you're not going to win if you can't score points. And they talk about defense keeping you in games, but in a game of scoring, you got to have people that make shots.
Walker able to slam it down, and the Lakers have come from behind. They're within 1. Crowd here loves it. Guys who normally are not in the scoring column have done it for the Los Angeles Lakers. Nice follow by Matt Harpring. So we're down to 20 seconds remaining in the third.
Larry Brown is going with Blunt as his big man when he's got Mutombo and Coleman over there who could do whatever they wanted at any time.
Shaw lost the dribble. Final seconds of the third. Iverson for 3. Yes! With 0.2 of a second remaining in the third. He had hit only 1 of his previous 12. Allen Iverson from downtown. The 76ers shoot only 8 of 25 from the field in the third, and they lead by 6 as we head to the fourth quarter. Samaki Walker, a major contributor. Brian Shaw not able to handle that dribble, leading to this. We'll be right back after these words from your local station.
This copyrighted telecast of the National Basketball Association is intended solely for the entertainment of our audience. And any retransmission, reproduction, rebroadcast, or other dissemination or use of this telecast, or of the pictures, descriptions, or accounts of this game without the express written consent of the National Basketball Association is prohibited.
Welcome back to Staples in Los Angeles. Marv Albert, Bill Walton, Steve Jones, Jim Gray on this Christmas night, second of the doubleheader on NBC. Knicks knocking off Toronto earlier. Allen Iverson very quiet in the third, not shooting well after the good start at 17 in the first half. Kobe Bryant playing with the injured ribs, just 2 of 14. However, Kobe does have 7 assists and 10 rebounds.
That is a tremendous effort, you know, when we see the amount of energy that he's expending just to get up and down the floor. But 2 for 14 and 8 for 23. Not good sticking from either guy. And the Lakers are back in the game, only down 6.
Fourth quarter underway. Iverson now being chased by Lindsey Hunter, who just checked back in. And Allen Iverson, after hitting 1 of 12, has hit his last 2 of 3 at the end of the quarter. And he opens up here in the fourth to extend the Sixers lead to 8.
Where's the Laker offense going to come from right now? Kobe on the bench. Fox and Horry, not creators.
Wild shot by Matson. Matson able to keep it alive. And a foul. Leon Wood says stay right here. It's on Philadelphia.
Movement without the ball. Allen Iverson at his best, coming off a myriad of screens. The staggered double there forces Lindsey Hunter to be 2 steps behind, and with no shot blocking presence, Iverson takes what he wants.
Ryan Shaw, Lindsey Hunter in the backcourt, Robert Horry, Mark Matson, Rick Fox on the front line. Here's Hunter, rejected by Iverson. Lindsey Hunter at the start of the season was in the starting lineup in the absence of the injured Derek Fisher. He's been coming off the bench these days. Horry on the rebound. And as you mentioned earlier, Steve, Hunter is there for not only the three-point possibility, but his defensive play has the long arms.
Very quick with his feet and his hands, and is going to be able to force some turnovers, but right now he's lost his confidence. You know, he missed some free throws against the Clippers. He doesn't seem to be the same player, and Phil Jackson trying to find a way to resurrect his game.
Lindsey Hunter, the first 9 games of the season, was playing all the time as Derek Fisher was on the injured list. The last 14 games has not played very much. The cold shooting, the inability to finish from the perimeter, from the free throw line.
Spent 7 years with Detroit, last year with Milwaukee. Wired in the trade for Rick Foster that was back in late June. Harpring was called on that 76er foul. Kobe Bryant is back. Here's Devin George, rebounded by Corey Blunt. We played a minute and a half of the fourth. 76ers with the ball, leading by 8.
Tough to see Devin George struggle like this. He has been a major contributor for the Lakers.
Iverson for 3. So he has hit his last 3 shots, and the Sixers open up an 11-point advantage.
Yeah, the good thing is if your big gun never stops shooting, eventually he's going to get hot, and suddenly Iverson's got the torch again, and they got a double-digit advantage.
10-0 run for the Sixers. Iverson has 8 of those 10 points. Foul committed by Bell.
Again, movement without the ball.
I think one of the best things about Allen Iverson is that he believes so much in himself. And even when he's going bad, he still thinks that he's going to make shots. So he's relentless. He continues to come at you. And that's what you have to have from your #1 scorer if you're going to win games and you're going to have a big-time scorer make shots under pressure.
Iverson now has 27 points. This is George at the line. Well, Fear Factor is coming to NBC Mondays beginning in January. That's Fear Factor, the series, coming to Mondays starting January the 7th on NBC.
I think the best part of Iverson's game is his mental toughness, to say nothing of his physical durability and toughness, but also his competitive greatness, doing his best when his best is needed.
Eric Coleman is back. Coleman up front with Bell and Blunt. Snow for Blunt. Nice play. Eric Snow with the setup.
What happened to the Laker defense?
More importantly, what happened to their offense? Medvedenko set down, and they're not able to score any points.
It's the biggest lead of the game. 13-point margin. Bryant played by Bell. Here's Kobe on a step back. That's his first field goal in quite some time, only his 3rd of the game.
First in the second half.
But the degree of difficulty of that shot for Kobe makes it highly unlikely that that's going to be the type of thing that sparks something for the Lakers.
Well, if they can just get something and get somebody to be a consistent force to keep them close, they'll be okay.
Snow had it knocked away. See Kobe grimacing as he moves it down. Able to set it up for Horry, though. Another assist for Kobe Bryant.
Finally, a transition play for the Lakers, who wanted to get into an up-tempo game. Phil Jackson said, we got to get this going up and down. It has not happened tonight.
Here's Iverson. Looked like Hunter got a piece of it. 3-on-2. George. Oh, what a move. Devin George with a very difficult shot. It was a 3-on-2 break that slowed down to a crawl, but the Lakers were able to score.
Lindsey Hunter mishandled the dribble maybe 5 times, and they still got a fast break opportunity.
So 6 unanswered for the Lakers. And the 76ers call for time. Sixers 73, the Lakers 66. 8 minutes left in the 4th. The NBA on NBC is brought to you by Lexus and the Lexus December to Remember sales event. Now through January 2nd. by Verizon Wireless. Join in. And by Kobe 2 from Adidas. Well, just last week, the Philadelphia 76ers visited Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, where they distributed gifts, signed coloring books for children recovering from cancer, kids responding to Allen Iverson. Nicely done by the Philadelphia 76ers.
Iverson and the Sixers really upset for no calls in a couple of possessions, and you can see the way that Iverson started the game, what he did in the middle of the game, and how he's trying to close it out. And I think the finish for Iverson will be really the story whether the Sixers win this ball game or not.
Iverson has 27. He had 17 at the half. Very quiet third quarter. 76ers lead by 7. First of 2 meetings this season between the Sixers and the Lakers. They'll play again in Philadelphia on Sunday afternoon, January 27th. Off the turnover. Back come the Lakers. Lakers have won 14 of the last 16 here in L.A. against Philly. Lindsey Hunter from downtown. Lindsey Hunter with his first field goal. And the Lakers are within 4. Iverson and Snow in the backcourt, and a reach-in foul charged to Hunter.
Hunter, who got a very nice touch pass by Robert Horry that included a nice back screen to free up Hunter.
Now Corey Blunt sits down. Dikembe Mutombo checks back in.
When is Philadelphia going to go inside? To Coleman, to Mutombo.
Mutombo just came back in the ball game, so I would look for him to be the guy that they go to and they get a moving screen, so all the calls going against the 76ers, and what they've got to do is tighten down, stop looking at the officials and start making better plays.
That's the second on Mutombo.
Momentum right now, Los Angeles. Philadelphia so difficult to hold on the road.
Kobe feeling for Snow, draws the double and has to give it up. Walker, they swing it. Here's George off the ball fake. Eric Snow. And Derek Coleman says, let's regroup.
And let's bring it back inside.
Here's Snow. Robert Horry doing a nice job off the boards. Here's Hunter for 3.
You couldn't have asked for a better chance for Snow to get a little momentum going for the Sixers on the offensive end, but they got to keep attacking.
Coleman, stripped by Walker, has the good hands. Here's Coleman back and then draws the double, throws it out. Shot clock down to 7. Iverson trying to shake off Hunter. Iverson with a spectacular move. Somehow, Iverson was able to penetrate.
Well, he's bailing out the Sixer offense, but they're not helping Derek Coleman out at all, because when he gets the ball down low, the Sixers are just standing and watching.
75-69. Philly. Horry is reluctant to shoot, and then hits for 3. Took about 5 minutes. He decided, well, maybe I will take the shot.
They were daring him. Robert Horry was hoping somebody was going to run at him so he could give up the ball up.
Well, Robert Horry not shooting well recently. 2 for 13 coming into today over the last 2 games. And the Lakers, within 3, allowed to hang around despite the fact that Shaquille O'Neal is out, despite the fact that Kobe Bryant is struggling with the rib injury. Kobe brings the Lakers within 1, and Larry Brown wants to talk it over. Well, first it was Robert Horry, hesitant, and then was able to hit. And watch Kobe Bryant.
Robert Horry has come alive in all aspects of the game, and he gets the defensive rebound that leads to this isolation play for Kobe Bryant. The Lakers relishing this underdog role, the fans alive at Staples.
Phil Jackson's insistence that this is a team game has produced team results as a lot of players have stepped up to respond with no Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant struggling. They have found different players to come in and give them some offensive energy at different times to keep them in the game, and they crawled within one.
A 14-2 run by the Lakers. Look what the supporting cast has done here tonight. Samaki, 18 points. Slava Medvedenko with 12. That's a season high for Walker. Season high for Brian Shaw. Philadelphia led by as many as 13 in this fourth quarter. Coming up on 5 minutes remaining. It's down to a 1-point lead. Here's Harpring, not able to get the step and lost it. Kicked it out of bounds.
A much more confident Laker defense right now. They were back on their heels early. Right now, they're up on their toes. They're pushing out, extending the floor. Philadelphia looks very confused, and Coleman's on the bench.
Here's Hunter for 3. Lindsey Hunter with his second from downtown. The Lakers lead for the first time since the early moments when they were up by the score of 10-9.
Now they've clawed their way back in it, but a couple of gambles by Allen Iverson trying to make it happen, and it's been about 6 possessions where Philadelphia's come away with nothing.
All right, here's Hunter, blocked by Mutombo. George on the follow. And that all began with an Iverson strip, so the Lakers with a 79-75 lead, a 19-2 run by Los Angeles.
Horry and Lindsey Hunter have keyed the defensive surge here for the Lakers.
Snow rebounded by Walker. Oh, Hunter went down and was called for steps. He felt there was some contact that led to his trip to the floor.
Now, Philadelphia's got enough time left in the game to win the game. They have to play with some composure, and they haven't done it over the last 4 or 5 minutes. Trying to come off this screen, some contact from Iverson, and Lindsey Hunter slides, and they call it a turnover.
76ers have had difficulties on the road. Lindsey Hunter, here's the roar from the crowd for the hustle. He tipped it out of bounds. The Sixers just 5-9 on the road. This a team that had the best road record in the NBA last year, going up against a struggling Laker team coming in, although they have the best record in the NBA at 19-4. They've split their last 6 games. They come off a loss against the Memphis Grizzlies. Iverson and Lindsey Hunter surprised about the whistle, but a foul call.
Laker offense in high gear right now. Ball movement, perimeter jumpers by Lindsey Hunter, and then working relentlessly on the offensive board. That time it was Devin George who's come to life. But Lindsey Hunter is shooting the gap on screens for Iverson, and then when Iverson does get set with the ball, he's forcing him left into help every single time.
Now, Iverson's got to make a decision earlier with the ball.
Mutombo not able to handle the pass. Devin George, who has been an excellent defensive presence for the Lakers, coming up with that steal.
Quick hands down low for the Lakers. Been the difference here.
The Lakers by 4. 3 minutes remaining in the fourth. Here's Hunter, who's been feeling it. And it will be Philadelphia ball.
That's a heat check.
Yeah.
It's a bad heat check. I mean, it's not like they got a huge lead here, heat check.
Aaron McKee guarded by Devin George.
Notice how much more aggressive the Laker defense has become. Snow inside.
Finding Mutombo. And this a Laker defense that has improved from last year. They allowed just under 92 points a game, that ranked 6th in the league.
And the opponent's field goal percentage #1 in the NBA for Los Angeles.
Lakers up by 2. George. Iverson diving for it. Now McKee putting the move on Walker. Sets it up for Snow. Horry on the rebound.
That is normally Eric Snow's best shot. standing there with all the time in the world, 18 feet away.
9 rebounds for Robert Horry. Bryant. That was a three-point attempt. Look at, Harpring and Horry involved in the pushing and shoving. There is football background in Matt Harpring's life, and he plays very rugged basketball. He and Horry getting involved.
Horry on the previous play was all over the floor, all over Mutombo.
Foul against Horry.
The long rebound away from the ball. Horry and Harpring go to the floor. They're going to call the takedown by Robert Horry.
And a timeout has been called with 1:51 remaining in the fourth. Lakers up by 2. Another look at the takedown between Robert Horry and Matt Harpring a moment ago. And take a look at the Philadelphia bench area. You'll see the Sixers assistant coach Randy Ayers looking to keep players from stepping out of the court, which does lead to suspension.
It's something that every team in the league practices on a regular basis and is always reviewing. Horry, who has meant so much in this Laker comeback, so much of the Laker championships the last 2 years.
A technical foul, apparently double technicals now being handed out. Bernie Fryer walking over to the official scorer's table and says double technical foul on Horry and Harpring.
Big possession for the Sixers, and they need this guy to step up and give them something.
1:35 remaining in this fourth quarter. Snow coming up short. Mutombo rebounded by Horry. Robert Horry has done a sensational job off the boards. That's rebound number 10. The Lakers lead 79-77. Bryant played by Snow.
That's a tough matchup for Snow.
Kobe able to hit over Eric Snow, and the Lakers have an 81-77 lead. So Kobe Bryant has hit shots late after struggling. He now is 5 for 18. He's given the Lakers a 4-point lead.
Why isn't Aaron McKee guarding Kobe Bryant?
Mutombo played by Walker. Shot clock at 5. Rebounded by Horry again.
You ask why they don't get the ball to Mutombo, and that's the reason he takes too long to get it up, and they've only scored 9 points.
And the foul is called on McKee for the 76ers, their 4th team foul, 4-piece on the Lakers and the Sixers.
What a remarkable tournament bench here at Staples. Kobe Bryant just goes in the post, no double team, no sense of rotation and helping. You see Kobe coming back, rubbing that right rib cage.
Wasn't rubbing it enough. I thought the guy was hurt. He told me he couldn't play, and all of a sudden, he's rising to the occasion. 6 here in the quarter.
Perhaps moving in on a triple-double, 10 points, 11 rebounds, 9 assists for Kobe Bryant, despite the fact he's played in pain. Hits again! We're looking at a Michael Jordan-type performance by Kobe Bryant. And a standing ovation here at Staples. Kobe Bryant started at 2 for 14. He has hit 4 of his last 5. And the Lakers now lead the Sixers 83-77. It has been a remarkable performance by the 23-year-old Kobe Bryant. Started out 2 for 14, and you had to wonder if he'd be able to finish the game. He's hit 4 of his last 5. Robert Horry has done the work off the boards. That's rebound number 11. And a foul is called. The Lakers have outscored Philadelphia down the stretch 23-4. This following that 12-0 run by the Sixers.
And that's been the 76ers' problem the entire season. Breakdowns at the offensive end in the fourth quarter of play, and Larry Brown is still trying to figure it out. But they did not not score when they had the lead and really could have kept the game in their hands. And then Bryant woke up, and I guess we know why he plays, because he can.
Yes, but the patience of Phil Jackson, the surge of the team, Shaquille O'Neal enjoying it so very much. This is the kind of game that the Lakers can really build on, try to get out of this funk that they've been in for the last 10 days when they went 3 for 3.
Well, you go 500, you're in a funk.
When you're the Lakers and you go 500, that is a funk. They were challenging the best start in NBA history at 16-1. Then they got a little bored.
And from the Sixers' point of view, this is a bad loss. This is a ball game that they had.
Now, this is one they needed to have, too.
Iverson is fouled. Evan George picks it up. It's the start of a 7-game road trip for Philadelphia. They'll be back here again tomorrow night to face the Los Angeles Clippers, who have been playing very well. 3 straight wins, record of 15-11. In effect, Bill, are you doing the Clipper broadcast tomorrow?
Absolutely.
So this was a warm-up for the local broadcast tomorrow. Get all the research work done here. You have all your material, and you show up.
He won't even leave the building.
Few things on earth like the Clipper broadcast.
Yes, I'm aware of that. Lakers now lead 85-70. Oh, Lindsey Hunter lost it. Eric Snow. Back it goes to Matt Harpring for 3. And the 76ers still in it. 85-82. Evan George is fouled. The Sixers are over the limit, so George to the line with 13 and 6/10 seconds remaining in the fourth. Philadelphia has 1 timeout remaining. They have a 20-second timeout left, and that's it.
Harpring makes this shot, and it's a huge shot, but it gives the Lakers a chance to sprint out. And on this play, Eric Snow has to come back with that bad thumb, and he looked like he was grabbing it to try to make the foul against George.
Evan George, a 79% free throw shooter. He's now 0 for 3 from the line here tonight. Samaki Walker will check back in. Coming on for Rick Fox. Larry Brown is telling his team take a timeout, which would be their final timeout.
He's got his rebounders in there now. He brings Blunt in. He's got Mutombo. This will be an immediate timeout, whether it's made or missed, as long as Philadelphia can get the defensive rebound.
Well, George extends to a 4-point lead, and that's the last timeout for the 76ers. And you know, Phil Jackson will tell his team, under no circumstance do you commit a foul here.
Particularly if they're shooting a 3-point field goal. I mean, possession is everything to the LA Lakers, and it takes 2 scores for Philadelphia to tie or to win the ball game. So if you're the Lakers, you want them to have to work to get the shot without stopping the clock. And if you're the Sixers, you want to score as quick as you can.
And to get that done, that's something on the run. Now, who's going to inbound the ball for him? Who's going to free up Allen Iverson with a pick?
Lakers are also over the foul limit. A reminder, the NBA on NBC returns Saturday, January 19th. Most of you will see the best in the West. The Lakers going up against the San Antonio Spurs. Others will see Michael Jordan returning home to Chicago for the first time. The Lakers versus the Spurs, or the Wizards versus the Bulls. Saturday, January the 19th. 4-point lead for the Lakers. Iverson draws the double, tried to draw the foul, but lost it. And the ball back to Los Angeles with 8 and 9/10 seconds remaining in this fourth quarter.
The defense, Robert Horry and Lindsey Hunter, both of them making it happen, causing that turnover. And Horry is the designated inbounds passer. He is terrific at this underappreciated skill.
And the foul is given, so Evan George heads back to the line with the 76ers over the foul limit.
Now that's confidence. Evan George getting the ball and just holding it, saying, come and foul me.
Yes, Devin 1 for 4.
79
from the line.
How about just moving the ball and killing the clock?
Oh, they don't do that anymore. You get one chance to score. You get fouled. The entire world gets to look at you. And you're saying move?
Well, Devin George has hit his last 2. It's at 87-82. Laker lead. What has killed the Sixers in this fourth quarter, 7 of their 15 turnovers here in the fourth. And George very coolly hits the 2 for a 6-point lead. Iverson racing down. Time has run out on the Sixers. McKee coming up short. A dramatic victory for the Los Angeles Lakers. Doing it with Shaquille O'Neal sidelined, with Kobe Bryant playing despite the strained rib and obviously in great pain, but came up with a terrific finish. 12 points in all, along with 9 assists, 11 rebounds. Hit his last 4 of 5 after the 2 for 14 start. Let's go to Jim Gray with Kobe.
All right, thank you very much, Marv. Kobe, Marv Albert has seen an awful lot of basketball over the years. He said that this was a Michael Jordan performance. He compared it to what happened in Utah in the finals. How much pain were you in, and how difficult was it for you to play today?
Oh, it's pretty frustrating because you can see gaps in the defense that, I feel like I could get to them, but my body wouldn't let me get to them. So I just kind of had to get in positions where I could do something effectively quickly.
Well, you were effective at the end, making all those shots, but you couldn't run. You told me at halftime you couldn't penetrate and you couldn't breathe. Should you have really played today?
Excuse me?
Should you have really played today?
Well, in hindsight, yeah, because we got the W. But I just tried to pace myself and get to a point where the team needed me to score and make a couple big baskets, and I was able to do that.
Kobe, Merry Christmas. Congratulations. Great
Merry Christmas.
Okay. Robert Horry, seems like you always turn up big in these big games. Did you personally take it upon yourself because you knew Shaq was out for this game and the next 4?
No, I just try to play hard. I just go out there and just try to play Laker basketball, run the triangle as effectively as possible, and do what we need to do to win.
How is it that you manage whenever the team needs you? It seems like there can be a lot of games during the regular season where you coast along, and then in big games you turn up and you're as great as a player as anybody in the league. How do you manage to do that?
Well, I don't coast in the regular season. People just put so much emphasis on the playoffs, and that's when they watch us. They say, oh, Robert's stepping up in the playoffs. But, I do that all season, and people just happen to, pay attention in the playoffs.
Merry Christmas. Congratulations, Robert.
All right, Merry Christmas, you too.
Thank you. All right, Marv, back to you.
All right, thanks, Jim. A 20-4 run by the Los Angeles Lakers to conclude matters for the victory, and a 20-4 record on the season. The Sixers now 11-16. Allen Iverson, the high man, with 31, although did not shoot well. Samaki Walker leading the way for the Lakers with 18. Marv Albert, Bill Walton, Steve Jones, Jim Gray saying so long from L.A. Coming up after these commercial words, Ahmad Rashad in our New York studios.
Ahmad Rashad along with Jason, Pat, and Mike for some final thoughts on the Lakers and the Sixers, Mike.
Well, Kobe starts out shooting 2 for 14 from the floor, and then down the stretch when they needed him, hits 4 out of the last 5. For Philadelphia, after 3 quarters, only 8 turnovers, then 7 big turnovers in the fourth quarter alone.
Michael, what's more amazing is the bench. George, Horry, and Hunter outscored the entire Sixers team 20-16 in the fourth quarter.
Hey, and last year, Samaki Walker gave away 500 tickets.
Who, by the way, was stepping up for Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah, that's right. Gave away 500 tickets to underprivileged kids to go to the game. And then this year, Santa rewarded this guy with 18 points, and he had a great game for the Lakers today. Merry Christmas to Samaki Walker.
Merry Christmas to all the NBA fans out there.
That's right.
Merry Christmas.
Mike, would you like to say that also?
Why not? Merry Christmas.
All right. A reminder that our next NBA telecast will be January 19th. Most of you will see a Western Conference showdown between the Spurs and the Lakers. Others will see Michael Jordan make his return to Chicago as the Wizards take on the Bulls. Coverage begins at 12:30 Eastern Time. Coming up next here on NBC, except on the West Coast, it's your late local news, followed by The Tonight Show with Jay Leno. Now for our entire crew here at NBC, I'm Ahmad Rashad. We'd like to say Merry Christmas. So long, everybody.